Go into your heart space, which is love. And they say, this is Spirit talking to us today. And they say, and now we are together. We are together and we are one. And we are here with you. We are here with you and we hold you in our heart. We guide you and we are here to support you. I want to say a prayer, which is the prayer that I normally begin the work. May the love of God come into this space, into our minds and into our hearts. In the stillness, let the word of God speak so that we might hear and come into the presence. Be at peace. Be at peace. Be at peace. May all those beings of light and love from the many-mentioned worlds of God join together with us now to support us on our journey. And our journey is our eternal soul journey, not just our journey of life in this body. We're here because we are beginning a time of newness, a time of new expression, a time of unfoldment. And so we are here together in peace, in unity, in oneness, and in co-communion. Mukulishta Samaturi, Amadeshta Kalakuzadashtana Malakoya, Iseda Kalisa Deshata Karabadakodati, Ezedaraza Kalashta Kodadakati, Almalesa Deshtada Badagolasadi, Aka, 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 Aka. We're just going to begin with some energy work. This is just to settle the energies and to prepare everybody. Mukulisa de Stasso Kalabadaki, alla sete sato Stasso Kodi, alla lasso Galashta Samatia, Akalisa de Stato Kalabadaka, Aka, 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 alla Kalisa de Shata Koda Takodi, a Meseta Koshta Kanati, Aka, 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 e me Kalisa de Stasso Pakoya, a Zeta Koshi de Sanabadakoya, alla Letka Zeta Xatkusa, Akustassa Kodi, Istassa Kodi, a Malakodi de Kiki. Amalako de Kadabadaki, Batashtaka, Azeda Kozedi Stanamadaki, Aka, 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 Aka. Now we're working with Amenti, this place of recreation within the heart center of the earth. We're pulling this energy up through the energy feeder lines of our physical body, the central vertical power current and the earth star. Koshla ki sete shata shana badakodadia, e malakalisa da kostasa kodia, a kalisa da kostata kodasakata, e mesala kalisa da stada badakasatia, mokoka sala kalisa da kazanishti, e kalisa da koza da kostasa kodemata, a kakakata kalisa da ka, eki, 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 eki. Now we're working with what's called the activator lines of our physical body. These are the energy feeder lines of light that bring energy into all the acupuncture points of our body, all over our body. So to be literally reinvented with light, which is part of our ascension process, we need to have these activator lines really open to allow for the optimal incoming energy. Kushla kisa dakshta, esta koda sakaleshdaka, emetos la kalisa dakasadia, ashta koda dakadabadaki, Elekalisa de Stadne mit Akasakuya. Aka, 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 Aka. Now we're bringing energy from what's called the heart center of the diamond. The heart center, or the center of a 22 galaxy multi-galactic diamond-shaped grouping. This is from the center of this diamond. And this is the new energy that's now coming through to the planet since January 2017. Mukuki sashta kalesa da ka, ema kalesa da stos sokodi, ala kalesa da koshadako, ala malakalasa galasiti, ishtas sakadabako, amalakalusa da koshadakadi, aka, 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 aka. Mukulisa di shtasa kalabadako, ala holosi di shtata zakusa, isa da zakodata kozedati, aka, 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 aka. Now there's literally a merkava or a merkava field of light being created around our bodies, where each being enfolded and encircled in our own personal merkava field, merkava field. Kushila sin, bela kushtas so gada badakuya. Allah la kazadishton na bela kalisa tokuya. Akaka azeta kisa da kajida sadatolia. Amela kulishta so kazadishton na badakasitia. Emelakoza da stos soko de sitia matia. Akokalisi de stadta badokasitiaka. Akasiti stas soko lisa takshistas sokoya. Aka, 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 aka. And in the center of the stillness which is created around us is our consciousness, our soul, encased within our physical vessel. Consciousness is energy, and that energy is light. Kushliki salakul, akoke isash da kostitish da kor, akoka aleke sakolishta sakolisha da sadudya, ekulisa da stosa kodas. Akaka iki kasajna sona velekshona solishti. Melek lisa de stasa kodas sokulia. Akaze de kasada stata badakotatia. Aka, 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 aka. Take a deep breath. And these are the words I'm receiving from Spirit right now. As God is with you, so too you are with God. You are one with all that is, now and forever, throughout everlasting time, eternally. Mishtesoko kasashtu kodasa, amelakalisa rishtasa tabadakotatia, imela kushta sokalisa rishton melakota dakushta. And may God's infinite love shine upon you. May God's wisdom express through you. May you be peace. And may peace become the totality of you in all that you do and all that you are, now and forever. From this time forth, no matter what occurs around you, no matter what occurs in each moment of time, even a bell that's ringing next door, even a bell that's ringing next door, may peace be part of every aspect of your existence. This is what they're saying, Spirit. So now we're prepared. We're prepared for what is to come, which is information and it's also energy. And it's to do with recoding the DNA and understanding what the DNA is. I'm going to just break this and start another track. Thankfully that might have stopped. Shut your eyes. Because when we shut our eyes, sometimes it's easier to really tune in to what's going on for us, because what's really important here is what's going on for us, uniquely, us as an individual. Each of us. Spirit, they're all around us, they're all around you here. And they're really very excited because they're saying that this time forth is a time of new expression, it's a time of new energy, it's a time which has not happened before within this on this planet Earth, or within this Milky Way galaxy, or within all of the many mansion worlds that God has made, if you like, literally. And these mansion worlds that God has made, that they're talking about here, are the 22 galaxies that make up what is called the multi-galactic diamond, or the galactic diamond. These are 22 galaxies which are configured together in the great cosmic sea, if you like, in a diamond-shaped pattern, which is interesting in itself because this is like two pyramids, one on top of the other. And right in the heart, or the centre of this diamond, is a very, very potent energy. We could call it a very powerful God energy, which we haven't been able to access before on the Earth, or indeed we haven't been able to access within this galaxy, because it's only early in 2017, January 2017, that this very powerful energy started to be able to come through into our Milky Way galaxy and impact us on Earth, and impact us as human beings, of course, people living on the Earth. So this is all part of a divine plan. It's part of a plan for the evolutionary upgrade of all life within this galaxy, but also the evolutionary upgrade of all life within the 22 galaxies. All of them. And 22, you see, is a master builder number. So what is being built here is a new mastery of expression, not just for the people on Earth, the humans, but for all beings who are created in the image of God. Different DNA codes, of course, in different galaxies. But every being that's created in our Milky Way galaxy has the same basic fundamental DNA script of 4 letters. And these 4 letters are A for adenine, C for cytosine, T for thymine, and G for guanine. Now these are names that scientists have given what's called nucleotides. And the nucleotides are like an alphabet, a script. These letters are arranged in only 3-letter words. In the English language we have 26 letters, but these letters are arranged in 3-letter words called codons, bases. And these 3-letter words group together in different configurations like ACT, GGG, GA, things like this. They are grouped together in different configurations that, when they're strung together, actually create a recipe for life. But this recipe for life, even though it's made up of the same 4 basic letters, is the same in each of the different mansion worlds that God has made. Each of these letters, even though they're the same basic letters, are different in each of the mansion worlds that God has made. So in each of these 22 galaxies, there's a different DNA script, a different set of letters. But in this Milky Way galaxy, these letters are all the same, and if you were living on Earth, it expresses in the human DNA script, which we call the human genome. If you were Lyran, then the DNA script would express a little bit differently, and your body would grow to look like a Lyran body, which is taller, more pristine, more finely built than ours, and their characteristics are probably, their consciousness, their evolution is different as well. But basically the DNA script is the same. And so this DNA script, which is basically a recipe for life, is translated in our human bodies by what's called messenger RNA. And so the messenger RNA's job is to recreate a different alphabet from the script of the DNA, which is a script of amino acid coding. So these are amino acids, and there's 22 amino acids, interestingly enough, that make up a human body. So these 22 amino acids, 8 need to be synthesized from the food that we actually eat, and the rest are actually created within the body. So the amino acids are the precursors of the building blocks of protein, and it's the protein that gives us all the organic structure of our body. So everything is composed and comprised, made up of amino acids. And the DNA is just the recipe, how it is configured and spelt out. So around 100,000 years ago, the people on the earth at that time, the existing beings on the earth, had degenerated in physical form, and they had also degenerated in consciousness, because a very long time before that, Earth was a very long time before that, the Earth was a place called Tara, and Tara was much higher light. Tara was pristine, Tara was pure, Tara was of a very more expanded energy than the Earth has been up until now. And Tara was affected by consciousness from fallen angels and other beings who came to Tara, and gradually over time Tara degenerated in consciousness. Now what happened was that 100,000 years ago, the Galactic Council of this Milky Way galaxy decided to do something about it. They had to do something about it. And the only thing they could do really was to create a new, more upgraded species of people for Earth and bring them to Earth. And so they created the human being with a new type of genetic code, still made up of the same basic 4 letters, A, C, T, and G, because that's universal to life on Earth, and it's universal to life on this planet. But the letters of the DNA code of the human being that spelt out the human genome were created in such a way that for quite a long period of time they could express at a limited potential, but they were designed to be upgraded when the time was right, to be switched on in a way that would allow this human being to be really preeminent within this galaxy, to be really capable of vast wisdom and vast advancement, to be capable of going beyond healing, to actually regenerate their physical bodies. And so the Galactic Council created this new human being with the best of the DNA of some of the more evolved star nations within this galaxy, like Pleiades or Sirius, Lyra, Arcturus. These star nations contributed the very best of their own characteristics, their own genetic code to create the human. And around 100,000 years ago, the human being was brought to the Earth to seed the Earth, to intermarry with the original indigenous races. There were the colonies, of course, that were on the Earth, the Arcturians and the Pleiadians and the Sirians. And so over a long period of time, over 4 great ages of time of 26,000 years, the Earth gradually got ready for what is now beginning to happen. And what is now beginning to happen is the true expression of this divine human race that was created. Haven't been able to be truly who we are before. And what happened over a long period of time is that we, as humans, we came to the Earth, we lived out cycles of life after life after life. Over that long period of time, we took into ourselves the trauma energy of our traumatic, upsetting experiences living on Earth. And this caused what is called karmic miasmic patterning. And it's the release of this karmic miasmic patterning that to a large extent is causing these ascension symptoms that so many of us have been experiencing. Because as more and more light is coming in, first from the galactic center of this Milky Way galaxy, and now from this galactic center of a 22 galaxy multi-galactic diamond, this is much more expanded light, much more expanded God energy. And as this energy comes in more and more strongly, the vestiges of the karmic vibration, the distortion energy that we all hold within our with on all levels of us is coming up to be released a little bit more quickly than normal, because the whole idea of this process is that we're getting ready for a whole new burst of energy that is coming in this year.
Confirmation.
Thank you. 2017. Don't worry about the light, it's quite good like this. So, this is why we're here, because we're getting ready for something really important. And this is why Spirit are here with us tonight, because we're about to start to go into some real changes. Now, what they want, because they're all working with me, and the beings that are working with me tonight are coming from the heart center of this diamond-shaped galaxy. They're not the energy, they're not the God energy. They're the overseeing body, the council, if you like, the group, or the energy group of beings that are overshadowing us. Is it just going up and down?
I think it's the energy in the room.
Yeah. Spirit wants it.
Spirit wants it dim.
Let's go with it.
Let's go, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's go on this ride, shall we? And I have to say, I've been muffing, I have to apologise, I've been really muffing what I've been saying, because I'm not getting a clear, a sort of funny energy.
We're getting there. Yes.
So I'm just going to hand it over to Spirit and not try to explain too much right now. Okay. So they want to start preparing us. This is about recoding our DNA. And what that really means when I talk about recoding our DNA is switching on previously dormant aspects of human DNA so that we as human beings can express differently. Now, we think we are who we are because this is our only experience of who we are. Most of us have forgotten our past lives, but we think we are who we are because of our day-to-day experience from birth through childhood to where we are in our life right now. But what spirits say is that this is not who we are. And what is going to be happening to us over the months and years ahead is that we're going to see a whole new version of ourselves come forth. I've already started to see this happening for myself in quite incredible ways. I don't feel like I used to feel. I don't even feel the same person. I don't. So I see this happening for all of you because there's nothing I've done to create this. It's just something that the energy's done. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I think it's really exciting. And what's going to come forth for all of us is more of the true soul expression of who we are. And I even feel even more of how our soul looks, physically. Like the soul's true expression, the soul true's energy is starting to come through. Like a bleed through. Not a karmic bleed through, but a physical bleed through, which is really interesting. And more vitality and more energy, which is also something I've noticed in the last few months. And, I'm quite advanced in years. I won't necessarily tell you the age. I'm 65, okay? So I'm quite advanced in years. And I have to say that my time clock, my body time clock is really moving backwards. And it's been astounding to me to see it happening because it's nothing I've been eating, really, although I eat well. It's nothing I'm doing. I meditate, but I haven't changed anything. It's the energy. And the energy that's been coming through since January this year and increasing in intensity has just done incredible things, is doing incredible things. And so Spirit want to start really today with working with the physical body, because the physical body is where it all starts. Because if we can't bring the energy through the energy circuits of our physical body, we can't do that properly. If the feeder lines of light aren't clear to bring the energy in, well, the energy can't do what it's meant to be doing. So this is an energy revamp, rewiring for everybody now, to do with the physical body. So I'm going to begin by working with what's called the central vertical power current, or the Sushumna channel of the body. This is where the energy is coming from universal energy fields through the body, spinning through the chakras, up and down. As we work with this, we're also working with what's called the craniosacral fluid rhythm pulse. So we're working with the craniosacral fluid rhythm pulse. Okay. So you don't have to shut your eyes, you can. Depends on what you feel you want to do.
Shula clear the dark so the sun bala. I should have a lot of saw. In a balagurisha Santa Colia. As Sokola, Kushata Kodi. And the Balakalukala Sata Tatakoda. A Galasochi. I start the Grabaka. In Melas Sokolashti. In Mesa the Colisa de Stan. I mean the Galisa de Shatabada. At Tutu. At the Bido, at the Bala. At the Latakoda. A Sakoda. Metakoda. Metakoda Takodakata. A Metakodak the Betakata. At the Betakata. At the Betakata. At the Galapata. At the Galactic Tabata. At the Betaku Sadaka. A Mr. Kuti. At the Kota Takatata. O Matoko Lakali Sadakudi Sataki. Mandeko Lata Takotakati Dabadaka. Elakudo da Dabadaka. Elati Sadaka Kudos to Gotaka. Amadota Lakutota. O Galapata. So just to explain to you that the DNA code is a digital code. It's like a digital sound recording. It's words, and words are sound, light, energy, vibration. You know, it talks in the book of Genesis, in the beginning was the Word. Well, the Word of God is literally written in the human body. And the Word of God written in the human body is literally being activated to advance, to express. We're being activated to advance, to express as the true God beings that we really are and designed to be. So, this static energy that I'm bringing through, that da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, this energy is impacting what is already a digital code. So it's a digital code impacting a digital code and causing changes to the digital code, which we're going to be talking about and exploring as we go through this time together this evening. Now, point your fingers down to the floor. And as we point our fingers down to the floor, we're connecting with this place of recreative power within the earth called Amenti. Amenti is where the pulse rhythms of the earth are kept. It's like the heartbeat of the earth. And as we tune into the heartbeat of the earth, we're also tuning into the pulse of life within the earth, which we're bringing up into our physical body to bring new life and new vitality to us. Ishtas sokolese takasa, ishtas sokoe kekse koli ishtas sokotata, mokota takosheta katata, mokoka satashta kotataka, mushtokota sakota takosta, ishtakosa, matia, 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 matia. And those words in divine language mean you are loved, you are blessed. Matia, matia, matia. You are loved, you are blessed. You are loved, you are blessed. And so it is. Do you feel that love? Yeah. We are really being surrounded by incredible love and the most love-filled presence of God. More than, it's hard to describe really. It's what we've, as human beings, I think, always longed to be surrounded with. It's like the great Mother Father surrounding us with love. And I know some of you have probably felt that in your life, and I have too. But it's increasing in its beauty, in its sanctity, really, at the same time. So, put your hand now on the lower abdomen, in the region of the sacral chakra. This is to do with the sacral chakra, but it's also working with the core soul aspect of us. So this energy now is harmonizing the core soul note, the note of our soul, because we are like musical notes. This karmic distortion that I talk about is distortion in the melody. It's like a lot of wrong notes playing inside of us, in the cells of our body and in the DNA. But if we go right back to the core of this, it's really harmonizes into one note. And the difference in health or disease is whether in health the purity of that one note is more pure, like a beautiful bell ringing, and if there is disease, the purity of that note is muffled, like a discordant wrong note. And that purity of note flows like a vibration through every cell of our body and through the body's energy fields, through every organ of the body, because they're made up of cells, through every part of our energy field, which extends out about 3 feet around our body. It vibrates. And when we go back to the pure oneness of our own note, we're aiming for that absolute purity of vibration, which is going to translate into absolute purity of wholeness and healing, and the capacity to go beyond healing into regenesis, which is regeneration for the body. We have to come back into the balance first. So now there's just a lot of energy that's going to come through, and this energy is about harmonizing the distortion, harmonizing the tonal imbalances within our body physically first, and our energy fields.
Shokalasista, marakulistasa, imedisa desu kolokolasista, eka kalekalisa dakasatista nabadakoya, isokalakusta, epatokarakalakasi, elakalisa dostasokoda, akakakapatakasiti, amatisoko, klesa dostosokalakusi, ikatatoda dakusida dalsadita, Abalsa kola si di stata kota, ela la cosa da kada, me shotto ti, me shotto kota takota, me shokko la kata kota, akota, akala kalisa takosata stu. Imati, mako da stone malaku. Ele le so le stone malaku. Akalisa da stone malaku za takoya. Aka.
Take a deep breath. Dis-ease in the body is really just a lack of ease. It's not really a medical condition, although the lack of ease in different organs and systems of the body is labelled as a medical condition. Really, every medical condition is the same. It's just where is the weakest point in the body. That's all. And so if we heal from the energy up, we're healing all the weak points in the body. Doesn't really matter what the disease is labelled as. So we're going to work from the bottom up. And the bottom, when I talk about the bottom, I'm really talking about the core. And the core star, which is like the core soul's light, is the soul's expression of the core, like this one note. But in the physical body, the physical expression of the one note is the energy patterning on which our physical body is actually created. So these are the substrate patterns of sound and light on which our physical body is actually created. And if there are distortions within this patterning of the sound and light, that's where we're most likely to get diseases pop up, show up in the body. So we're going to run energy now through the patterning, which will work with every part of the body and every one of the possible so-called diseases, medical conditions, not working yet on a chromosome level, but working on a physical energy level. So all you need to do is just put your hands palm up and just let the energy do what it needs to do here, for you specifically, because everybody's unique. And the energy will run where it needs to run, depending on what is going on with your body and your energy fields.
Alato badako dasa kodista, and the Bedakota sato colas sokidia, and the Santa Colasideka. Ishtas Sakadaza Colacolata Tori, Madacolacada, Macolacada Godato Doctor Garabataka, Abadaco Doctor Gabatka, Alacalisa Sakada, Mesako is at the Cadidi, and Mesacolacada Godaka, Alacalisa, a Shata Kadabataka Sakoda, Imedai Sokoda, Amedis Rabata Godasa. Alla kulisa da golasta da basta, mi stato qui, mi stato coda la cadere, Me doko laka lisa daki. Ame lako zede stada batakuda. Ame doko la sat doko de sadadi. Ala lako zede kasat kustada ka. Mo do da dako da ke. Me dako dasi. Ele zede ko zede ko ding. Me zako da dako le zede ko zede ti. Aka. 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 Take a deep breath. And just scan your body physically. And just, because I'm going to ask you how it feels in a few minutes, just scan your body physically. Ask for the light now, the words, the light, which is God, to go to whatever part of your body most needs healing and balance. You just use your mind, which is linked into God mind. So all you do is ask, and just ask this energy to go to whatever part of the body most needs it for you. Eshada koda gada godessa. Yakate da koda stoka da bad. Ala bada kulista da gata. Al kota da koda da koda di. No to bada koda da. Mukodo do koda badaka. A modo do koda badaka. Mukodo koda badaka. A meto koda badaka. Ala badaka da badaka. Ala gala badaka. Mukoda da badaka. A lokata badaka lokata. Ade da koda badaka kuta. Estet cat to koda. Ada pada kuda menjadi dapat kata mentutupko. Allah tidak ada kuda. Mentutupko setaka. Ikhlas tidak kuda. Modo kata. Ameda kola kelas tidak kuda ditibata. Modo tidak kuda. Elasa kustat kuda. If shut to kuda badaka. Illa bada kola tidak kola tidak kuda. Milada said they said shad gada deka. Makolasa kusta. Makosadaka. And the words I'm getting are, in the name of his son, Jesus Christ, may you be healed. In the name of his son, Jesus Christ, may you be blessed. Mokodata kuishita kulesta laglisa da stada galada dia. Metola se da stada kulisa. Mesako eka ezaka leka. No koka lesa da kazada kidia. Mekalesa da shanta koda zata kazataka. Mokota da kodaka. Mokola da kodaka. Molek lisa da kazada kustabna badaki. Misako kaikitaka, Mikoka Kadaka, Mokoka Laka Sedakadata, Mokotaka Kuitadako Zet Staddokote, Mokoka Ekalakata, Ekeke Koka Laka Dakote the Kadate, Mokoka Laka Dakote the Kadate, Mokoka Laka Dakote Kudakudata, Mokoko Koko Rotokote, Mokoko Kota Dakota, Nokoko Koko Oda Kata Dakota, Mokoko Koko Kata Dakota Kushti. Matia. You are loved, you are blessed, and so it is. Matia. And so we've got to this very special time on earth, which is a time of new beginning. More incredible than any new beginning before, except maybe the birth of Jesus, or the birth of Buddha, or the birth of other great world teachers that have come to the earth. And I think Christ once talked about a second coming, but the second coming is really the coming of the energy into all of the people who can hold the consciousness of love and peace and goodwill within their heart, because this is actually a safeguard that is brought through from spirit, which means that this energy is coming for all of the planet, for all of the earth, stronger and stronger and stronger, not only to revamp us, to realign us, to recreate us, but to recreate our capacity to think, to create a different world order, to bring through new technologies to help the planet, to go beyond, to heal diseases, to wipe out famine. People are already born, or they're going to be born, who will be gifted with the abilities, which they may well remember from previous lifetimes, I don't know, or maybe something new, but they will know how to do things to help
shift the balance here. You know, I'm just going to explain to you, well, you may not know, but at the time of the transitions, at the beginning of each 26,000 year age, it's actually 25,920 years, at the beginning of each great age, the so-called extraterrestrials, the beings from the stars, come to Earth to help us. And honestly, I have to say to you all, they don't come necessarily in their big flying machines and touch down near the Pentagon. It's not like that. The beings from the stars come to the Earth to help Earth beings move forward in bodies which look human. And the young people that are being born today, some of them I've met, they are certainly not from this Earth. They haven't had a lot of lifetimes on Earth. They are coming from way out there, probably from other galaxies, to bring their greater knowledge and light to the Earth. We think they are our sons and daughters and relatives and friends, but they're from other places. Probably some of us are, you see. And so we need to understand that it's not always as dramatic as we think it's going to be, but it's happening nonetheless. We don't necessarily need the starship to land down the road at the beach to know that something very profound is occurring here on Earth, because you can all feel it, can't you? And this is the benchmark here. I could talk away for hours, but if you guys didn't feel anything, you wouldn't be here, you see? Because the only proof of the pudding is what everybody feels and experiences themselves. Otherwise, forget it. So, right at the beginning, when I first learned to channel, the proof that something very profound was happening to me, when I started to connect with Spirit, and I started to connect with a being who told me his name was Balthazar, one of the Magi, one of the three wise men. And the only reason I believed this is because I shook really violently with the energy. Every time Balthazar connected with me and came into my field, not only did I speak in this really strange language, which certainly wasn't mine, another voice came out of my mouth, but I shook very violently with the energy. I was totally uncontrollable. So I knew that something was happening, and so I kept going with the work, you see. So now we know that something is happening because we feel the energy and we trust it. And when we start to trust it, then we help to guide others on this path. We can say with certainty that something is happening, and we can help them know that all is not lost and it's not all doom and gloom and nothing bad is really happening. That this is a very important time of upgrade and all good things are coming.